Feng Shui can propel your real estate business to greater heights. And I'd like to give you some tips that will be able to help you immediately right now. There's so much about Feng Shui that people really don't totally understand. Hi, this is Steve Kodan. Thanks for taking the time to view this very short video on what a real estate professional, and I'm talking about agents and stagers, can learn when taking our course that leads to being designated as a Feng Shui staging professional. My partner, Lisa Albin, and I do 2 FSSP classes per year. The class runs for 4 weeks and is done entirely online. We would love to send you some information on dates, materials, topics, and the times. This class has been given for a long time, over a decade, to agents and home stagers nationally and in 3 other countries. Here are some of our many glowing testimonials. From Suzanne from Cape Coral. This is a must-take class for all real estate professionals. From Rhonda in Athens, Georgia. What a wonderful, eye-opening experience this class was. Interesting, thought-provoking, educational, and practical in every way. From Esther in Ramsey, New Jersey. I highly recommend this course to home stagers like me or real estate agents. And finally, from Paulette in Kingsport, Tennessee, wonderful class and great material and tools. I highly recommend this course. Feng Shui changes the feel of a home like nothing that I've ever ran into. I was a realtor myself for 20 years in 3 different states. And over my last 7 years, I used it an awful lot to really set myself apart and actually get my home sold quicker. The selling concept in this course is about making sure it is really, really ready to be shown and sell fast. Most homes are rushed to be made active, and this is the worst thing to do if you want to get top price for your client. This course is not just about using Feng Shui to sell a home. It also has a module about how to help buyers find the perfect home for them. And we also talk about how to go about helping somebody build a home. This course is made up of 9 modules. Some of the webinars are a little bit longer, but they are spread out over the 4 weeks so that you can actually have the time to complete a very short assignment so that we and you understand that you know what's going on with each one of the modules. A graduate is given total aid for 12 months, a whole year, with myself and Lisa. We really love helping our students succeed. Now, one of the things that I've always been big on was the idea of preparing a home properly. And one of the things that I came up with is the 5 big Ds. And here they are. The first one is decluttering. Certainly, if you've done any reading about Feng Shui, you know clutter is a big thing. But clutter comes about in a lot of different ways that probably you've never thought of. And when an environment is cluttered, the feeling in the environment is really not positive, and it doesn't move the energy very well throughout the property. Another one is detailing. Detailing means fixing things. Depersonalizing. You actually want to try to decrease the amount of energy from the previous owner. It's important that the person who is considering making an offer on your home feels like it could be their home. A deep cleaning, really, really powerful and highly recommended. And then finally, after we take care of these 4 tasks, We want to make sure that we then dynamize the house. That's sort of the fun part of it, using some of the feng shui tools that maybe you are a little more uh, have knowledge on. And here's a bookcase that to me is a problem. It's a problem for a person's focus, but it's also a problem on other subconscious levels. How does this bookcase make you feel? Well, it gives a bad impression of the home buyer, but it also, even to the people living there, this doesn't make them feel good. There is limitation being shown, and the energy cannot move. It's going to stagnate. But again, it shows that there just is not an awful lot of room for some of these books that are horizontal. That would be one of the last things that I would worry about. There's other things going on here that needs to be corrected. Feng Shui is an awful lot about human psychology. One of the reasons why I really found this very interesting and very helpful in my real estate practice. Once again, detailing is about fixing things, taking care of all repairs, no matter large or little. And I mean as little as a light bulb being out. This is something that can be very stressful and frustrating to the people living there. They just keep kicking the can down the road and don't fix it. They keep procrastinating. But with respect to the buyer, they're starting to wonder what else you don't take care of. In feng shui, if something's not working correctly, the environment is really got a problem. It has poor energy and creates some psychological stress on our shoulders. So again, for the buyer, if you show even a light bulb burned out, their minds go in a lot of different directions that you don't want them to do that. So everything should work before you put the house on the market. Deep cleaning is definitely not what you may be thinking of. It is a thorough cleaning from top to bottom. And sellers often misjudge the importance of this very intensive physical thing to do, but it really makes a dramatic change. Too many people that own a home actually assume a buyer will understand, well, we're living there. They'll look beyond it. Uh, that's not true. And they assume people will not look under and behind things in a house. And again, if you've been in the business a while, that's not true. Deep cleaning takes care of from baseboard up to the ceiling. It takes care of everything, including behind the refrigerator. And once you do something like that, you have really changed the atmosphere greatly. You're way ahead of the curve with respect to being ready for a quick showing in 5 or 10 minutes, or even the final walkthrough. You're all set. So deep cleaning emotionally changes an environment like nothing else and should never be understated. Depersonalizing means reducing the owner's energy so the potential buyer can buy in and see themselves living there. If you look at the picture on the bottom, you can see that this person is showing some things that probably you would rather not be showing when you're selling. There's an oxygen tank there. There's multiple lamps. It's crowded. It's also got prescriptions out too. So you want to take away a lot of different things, not just the personal photos. That's what most of us think of. Certainly, that's one thing that we talk about. But there are so many things that give them the idea that this is their home and I can't possibly see myself there. Dynamizing. Again, this is the fun part, and maybe what a lot of people think of is feng shui. Well, those first 4 things are also feng shui. First one, improving the flow through the home. Very pivotal thing, making sure it's easy to maneuver through it, that it's not cluttered. Balancing the 5 elements. If you've heard of the 5 elements, it's a very pivotal thing in feng shui. When they're not balanced properly, a home comes off as being not quite right. We also make sure that the function of a room is very understandable and is taken care of correctly. The furniture placement is something probably you've thought about with feng shui. And in a lot of cases, what it's all about is making sure that a person feels safe and very, very comfortable because of the way it is placed. Color is handled very, very well when you dine at homes. This is one of the reasons why, again, feng shui really spoke to me because I knew that color really had a big impact on somebody's decision. We also learn how to address the five senses perfectly so that when they come in, they really, really enjoy themselves. Lighting is a big part of feng shui, and it needs to be done well in every room in the house, highlighting the correct things. The accessories that you bring in feng shui are very, very important. They help with the balance. And quite often, this is one of the biggest things you need to do. So it makes feng shui a very inexpensive way of getting a home ready to sell. And again, a big difference between other maybe home stagers is that curb appeal is really addressed greatly. Curb appeal is, believe it or not, the number one thing with respect to selling a house with feng shui. Feng shui is really about a lot of different things, but the outside is actually considered more important. So I hope that you'll decide to join us for one of our FSSP classes this year. You'll learn how to actually speak feng shui. I know you've probably have ran into clients who are bringing this up, or they're talking about certain things that you're not sure about. We'll explain all of those things for you. You certainly will be able to help a home seller immensely, more than anybody out there. You'll be able to locate the perfect home for a buyer. And you'll be able to aid a client to build a home like no other agent in town. So if you have some interest, just ask for our PDF. There's no obligation at all. We just want you to take a look, Lisa and I. And there is the email that you can use to get that information sent to you very promptly. If you have any questions, please go ahead and get in touch with us. Thank you so much.